Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. And boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Please like, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. Leave that donation for that fried rice and chicken wings. Canelo fans, spaz on Hood Champion over the Terence Crawford YouTube short. Man, that shit went viral. We're gonna sit here and break down the comments because there's some mixed opinions on Crawford and Canelo, but I just thought it was hilarious how people hear what they want to hear. But very, very impressive how many people were like felt they needed to comment on this goddamn YouTube short. Anyway, check this out. Canelo could fall into the same position Errol Spence was in, trying to knock out Crawford and ending up getting clipped and embarrassed. See, this is the thing. Canelo's looking to knock Crawford out. Canelo's not going to try to outbox him. So Canelo could fall into the same position Errol Spence was in, trying to knock out Crawford and ending up getting clipped and embarrassed. Now, listen to what I'm saying. I didn't say Canelo and Spence are the same fighters. I didn't say that. Let's listen again. See, this is the thing. Canelo's looking to knock Crawford out. Canelo's looking to knock Crawford out. That is what he said. Canelo's not going to try to outbox him. He's not trying to outbox him. He knows he can't outbox him. He's looking to show Crawford that he's the smaller man, and then Canelo's the bigger man, and there's weight classes for a reason. That's what Canelo said. So Canelo could fall into the same position Errol Spence was in, trying to knock out Crawford and ending up getting clipped and embarrassed. Now, I said Canelo could fall into the same position that Errol Spence was in. I said he could, where you're trying to knock out Crawford and all of a sudden you get clipped and you get embarrassed. I didn't say Canelo and Errol Spence are the same fighter. But one thing about Canelo and Spence, the one thing they have in common, there's a lot they have in common, but it's that the aggression and the stalking fighters down, cutting off the ring, applying pressure, and looking for the KO. That is a fact, okay? But it got interesting over here with the comments because, let me make this a little bit larger for y'all, right? Oh, people went buck wild. This guy here says, Crawford gonna smoke Canelo, right? Okay. The next guy goes, nice perm, homie. And I say, yeah, 50 years old and you're still hating. Hey, my man, ain't no perm here. I guess you grew up underneath the rock. I guess every black man has nappy hair. Every white man has straight hair. I guess nobody out here has wavy hair, curly hair. Black people, white people. I guess there's no biracial people, no motherfuckers from the Caribbean. I guess you just grew up under a rock. Dumbass. Then you go up to the next guy. He's laughing at it. You know, obviously he doesn't agree. These guys are laughing. This guy says, haha, it's very funny. Better you make a video and put it into the America's Funniest. So obviously these are Canelo fans. Funny. Put up some money then. His name is Juan De Leon. Light skin business always keeps it 100. Lamont. All y'all so-called experts, he don't know what Canelo game plan gonna be. Shut up with your experts. This guy, another clown. Let's see what happens here in the breakdown. I said, sure, Lamont. Lamont says, what's gonna keep him off of Bud? Nothing. He has no power at 168 to keep Canelo off him. He couldn't even keep the dude at 154 off of him. Bud gonna be even slower at 168. He was at 154 that night. Then I just let him know, I hear you. However, Canelo has slowed. He looks to throw one or two punches at a time. If he gets you on the ropes, he will unload, but nothing like when he was younger. So you see what I did is I brought him back on track to have a sensible conversation. He says, Bud will have no power at 168. So he's saying that he knows for a fact Crawford's not going to have any power. It's a difference between walking around weight and fighting weight. Man has never fought at 168 to a man that's been there. To a man, where is it at? Wrong one. Here it is. To a man that's been there for years and definitely not a bum. To be honest, Bud can't beat none of the top 168-pound guys. So just because Floyd beat him at a catch weight at 152 doesn't mean Bud gonna do the same thing that Bud doesn't have the boxing IQ skills that Floyd had. And I said here, Canelo is the easiest fight stylistically. He's smaller, shorter reach, slow, has heavy feet. This is all bad for Canelo. He says, you mentioned, and I told him, you mentioned Floyd, not me. I'm talking about Canelo being an old war-torn fighter who is showing his shape or his condition. He says, I'll have to disagree with that. I don't think he's worn, hasn't been in the major war fights, maybe Triple G or Bivol. So you can see, we're just not agreeing. But now, when you get up here and with some of these other comments, this guy's like, please, put the money on the wood. I don't know what that means. So what you're saying is Spence is Canelo. Now remember, where am I at here? I didn't say Errol Spence and Canelo are the same. That's what they're saying. I didn't say that. You have to be able to listen effectively. And I just kind of blew him off. This guy says, Crawford is old. This guy's laughing. We'll see. Says he might have another plan. Crawford will lose. Yeah, okay. Sounds good, but this is super middleweight, and Canelo got the best chin in the business. I think you're going to look like the Amir Khan fight. Look good for the rounds and start feeling the heavy punches. Now this is crazy to me. Y'all thinking that Terence, Crawford, and Canelo is going to look like Canelo or Amir Khan? And get out of here with that shit. Canelo's not the same. I don't care what y'all say. Even if he beats Bud, Canelo's still not the same that fought Amir Khan. He's not the same that fought Miguel Cotto. He's not the same guy that fought any of those guys. Okay? This Canelo is not the same. And Crawford has a very good chance. Here goes another one. Grandpa got that perm gel. It sounds stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, these dudes grew up under a rock. And what they doing watching me for anyway? You know what I'm saying? This grandpa who just turned 50 is still tackle your girlfriend, man. I'll take your woman. Don't play around here, cornballs. I said the same thing. So he agrees. These guys facts. Two different fighters in two different weight classes. Canelo been fighting at 168. Brah. Crawford is really a 154 natural boxer. He moved up too fast. I like Crawford, but this is literally impossible. This man said impossible. Mission Impossible Tom Cruise for Crawford to beat Canelo. How can somebody, this is my thing, if Sugar Ray Leonard and every other professional fighter who fought at the elite level, special fighters from young and old, if they're saying there's always a way to win in a boxing match, how can you come out and say it's impossible for Terence Crawford to get the victory? That is mind-blowing to me. Ha, ha, ha. The racism in boxing is hilarious. Crawford hasn't fought in 2 years. Is going up weight classes where Canelo has been active, going against dudes with punching power. Now, this is my thing. What racism? That's my thing. That's why when I read these comments, so you guys are getting to actually a peek behind the tent flaps of what I'm thinking when I read the comments. How does racism play into anything? Just because I said Canelo could run into a situation like Spence where he's trying to look for the knockout and gets clipped? I said he could. Now we're talking about racism. We're talking about whether my hair is permed or not, which my hair ain't permed, dumbass. If you've been watching my channel, my hair was down in my back at one time. My hair was cut low, brushed with the part, combed over, waved up, killing the honeys. I'm letting it grow back out again. So we talked about that. Then they come out here talking about who's old. Then they're talking about weight. They're talking about all kind of bullshit out here. But they're not talking about, most of these guys aren't really trying to break down and explain anything. He says, Canelo's no Spence. Okay, Canelo got a chin. Okay, Crawford going to sleep. I mean, if you think so, stop the blue hat. I don't know what that Mario Luigi hat means, but somebody explain that bullshit. Crawford by decision. Okay. What a clown. Keep dreaming. Put the money on your boy then. What does this guy say? Bruh, you can't compare Canelo to Errol. Canelo is a whole different animal, but it's going to be a good fight. But neither one is going to get knocked out. It's going to go to the scorecards, and Bud will probably pull it off. Oh, my God. I didn't compare Canelo and Errol. I just said if he makes the mistake of going for the knockout, it could end up. This is the thing, man. People don't listen. It true does this make you a prophet? I don't know what the hell this fuck is trying to write. No, brother. Bud will remove pivotal part of his arsenal, the snap left hook. Angle out from the southpaw stance. Time to snap hook. Hitch from Canelo. Step back on the miss. Guide back to the, where am I at here? Step back on the miss. Guide back on the back foot. Fire a hook. A hard right jab and hook run his back to ring. Ring centers. Stay southpaw all fight. He won't knock out Canelo. Beat up, yes. Coach out. The snap left hook is all Canelo has on Bud. So he obviously is someone who knows boxing and is trying to be fair to both fighters, but is saying this is what Bud has to do to win. But he's saying if Crawford doesn't do that, Canelo's going to get him up out of there. DJ Nick Nasty, wrong comparison, Canelo and Spence. I didn't compare them. You're comparing them. You got to use something more equal. Anyway, Canelo been in his weight class forever. He's not going to be beat again by a boxer light in the butt. I think Crawford made him. You see, it don't even make sense for me to continue with that because I didn't compare them. You are. Bud has no shot. Watch and see. Clipped, are you serious right now? I've never seen Canelo hurt ever. Jose Miguel Cotto had the Mexican dancing sauce. He turned him to a Puerto Rican. But Canelo was much lighter in weight. That's why it doesn't make sense to mention it. But he did get hurt. Brains over brawn any day. Skill over power anyway. Your hands can't hit what your eyes don't see. Not, can't, don't, because all they kept saying was Spence got that power right and power worked against him. So, again, someone else who understands. Canelo is not Spence. We all know that. Bud won't even get past Charlo. Charlo would KO Bud. Bet the house on Canelo. What could make this fight fun is if Crawford mixes in the combination 3 or 4 punch shots, then circle, tie up, find the angles, don't throw for power, throw for fast combinations. Because here's the thing. If the punch output is close, Canelo's punches are going to look stronger. The way to outshine that is to land flashy combos, because combos look exciting and effective. A good 3-4 punch combos per round and 1 4-punch combo per round, especially in the last third of the fight, will do it. The first 3 rounds, 2 and maybe 3, he got to be in excellent condition. Then tie him up and circle. Leonard Hagler. Yeah, I get what you're talking about, stealing rounds. And Crawford's gonna have to make sure that he's decisively winning rounds, because if not, who knows how that fight can go. Terence Crawford going to beat drunk Canelo ass. I can't wait. Let's all hope Canelo has a bad night. I like Bud, so he's rooting for Bud. Canelo going to catch a body for the Raza on September. Yeah, for the Raza. Canelo can take his punch. Crawford can't take. That's the difference. I mean, you know what? We're going to find out. If it was the other way around, meaning if it was Crawford with that experience, accolades, KO power to knock out 175 and 168 fighters, was Canelo going up and wait to challenge him? Your Crawford fans. So what he's saying basically is, if the shoes were on the other foot, we'd be saying that Crawford was going to destroy Canelo. Canelo has an iron chin. Canelo going for that KO. Yeah, he's going for the KO. This Indian and African American at the same time. And I told him here, it's funny that people look at the video and be worried about my ethnicity and shit. But I told him, you correct. He said, that's lit. First time I've seen that mix. And I just let him know, man. Trinidad and Tobago, brother, common mix in Trinidad. It's a Caribbean, it's an island thing. You ain't an islander, you don't know nothing about that. So, but I educated him, so now he knows. Bud gonna beat Canelo with no problem. Canelo too slow. He gonna need that juicy. And that's a real conversation about Canelo and Reynoso and the shit going on in that Reynoso camp. Spence was damaged goods. Direct alcohol stayed at 147 his whole career. Bud's 38, going up 20 pounds. He's gonna be slower and weaker than snack roids. Juice gonna run him hot. Canelo for the win. Bud is built different. Canelo gonna beat the brakes off Bud. Now this is the thing. The fight's 68. You big dummy. It's not at 47. Yeah, Canelo's not Spence. Canelo got a chin. Blah blah blah. This guy size ain't nothing if you can't hit. Yeah, Crawford may catch him. Yeah, of course. Can't wait to hear the excuses. This guy's ridiculous. He thinks Crawford can win. Sounds like a bunch of BS clipped by Crawford. Canelo's not Spence, homie. Canelo ain't Spence, brother. Bud gonna be too slow. See, most of these comments, they think that Crawford, they have no faith in Crawford. That shit's crazy to me. And some people try to explain it, others don't. What do you say right here? Don't understand how this guy picks Crawford over Canelo. Mention Errol, but picks Zepeda to beat Shakir. Who you think helped Crawford train for Errol Spence? This guy here obviously has had a bowl of dumbass for breakfast. Thank you. You understand boxing. So there we go. We got somebody who gets it. Anyway, there's a lot of funny comments on here that had me rolling. But these people, some of them know a little bit about boxing. The other ones just speak with emotion. They speak with emotion. They're underestimating Crawford. They're not giving that man any credit. I'm not underestimating Canelo. We know what Canelo can do. I'm just telling you. All I said is the aggression could work against him. You know what I'm saying? But most people here are locked in to the idea that I'm comparing Crawford and Spence, which is not the case, man. See what I'm saying? Canelo is no damn near Spence. Almost every other comment is saying the same thing. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and leave this here. Oh, this guy here. Wakanda Logic. Canelo's not Spence. You see, that's how I know I'm dealing with young, stupid people who just hurts. And I'm not saying all stupid people are young, very intelligent, this next generation. But there's a lot of young, dumb people on here who hear somebody say something and they come and repeat it. See, the whole race baiting shit, I ain't for that. So when you talk about Mexicans and saying shit about that race, white people, black, whatever, this ain't the channel for that. I'm not about that. But Wakanda Logic, it don't make no sense to pay these dudes no attention. But I read, so for those of you thinking, I read almost all of these. I got the time to read them. I'm retired, man. And I go through a lot of them. As soon as they pop up, I skim over them unless I'm doing something with my sons. But nonetheless, most people think that Crawford gonna lose. They talking about, well, wait, I'm gonna come back to this video. I'm gonna come back to this YouTube short. Cause you could come back. You don't have to come back. You know what I'm saying? Either one of them can win the fight. Pretty damn simple. I think personally, most of y'all are underestimating Terence Crawford. That's what I think. But keep doing that. Because, I think either one can win the fight. But I wouldn't be surprised because Canelo, I'm just telling you, Canelo ain't firing on all cylinders no more. He's not firing on all cylinders no more. He's looking to dip and throw wide shots. He may throw a straight right on occasion, but he's very particular with his punch selection. He loads up on everything. If he lands on Crawford, Crawford could be in trouble. But what happens if he doesn't? How about when Crawford catches him? There's something special about Terence Crawford, man. And there's something special about Canelo. But I think there's something more special about Crawford. But I will tell you, I'm very suspicious about Canelo and that damn Reynoso. And I wasn't until this shit with Munguia. It just wasn't until that shit with Munguia. And it's like, man, what's really going on over there? Anyway, best of luck to Crawford. Best of luck to Canelo. I think it's a real good fight. And I think we're going to be on the edge of our seats just waiting to see who's going to be able to implement the game plan, who's going to be able to make the adjustments, and who can process information faster. I think the guy who can process information faster and react quicker is the one who's going to win. And when you look at every fight, it's been Crawford. But if he gets in there and for some reason it has a lapse, Canelo could touch him up. Anyway, keep cool. I'm in the breeze.